I think we're so disconnected now. We live in these tiny little bubbles, we drive in these tiny little bubbles, we sit behind screens and behind gadgets, that we've lost our sense of connection to one another. And with that, we've lost our sense of care and consideration for each other.
I mean, back in the old days, I don't know when the old days were, but the coolest folks were the philosophers. I mean, Socrates was pretty bad ASS. I don't know if you can say that on Weber Vision.
I guess I feel like we live in a world where if you start to bring up a deep philosophical topic or something that has some weight to it, we all start to get a little nervous. There's this feeling like that person might disagree with me, this is now going to get uncomfortable, what if we don't align, I don't want this to become an intellectual debate. And so I think we shy away from those topics and we talk about the superficial things, and that's safe.
For a lot of time in my life, I lived in a space that I didn't talk about what I believed, I didn't talk about what I thought, I didn't talk about what was nagging at my gut, I didn't talk about what was bothering me, I didn't talk about the things that were frustrating me. Let's just be happy. Let's just have fun. Let's just have a good time. But I realized that, I mean, we're people and we have some distinct quality about us that makes us uniquely human that nothing else on this planet has. Rocks don't have it, trees don't have it, dogs don't have it. We have something, I call it a soul. And I mean, even that word, what the heck is a soul? I have no idea. We run a company called SoulPancake, and it is all about chewing on life's big questions. And we really tackle that in any way that you can. Our whole goal is to break down the barriers that people have to having conversations about life's big questions. Our partner, Rainn Wilson, he likes to say that somewhere over the course of history, chewing on life's big questions lost its cool factor.
You guys, how about the SoulPancake party, right? Come on! This is crazy!
But we'd like to make it cool, once again. We had a whole station where people could create art. Had another one called Haiku Hereafter, where it was like, think about whatever you believe about life after death and write a haiku about it, express it in a creative way. And everybody wrote these haikus and hung them up on a thing. We had a station where you could redefine happiness. And you could say, you had little post-it notes and you could say happiness is and happiness isn't. A lot of times you can say what it is, but to look about what it isn't, I think is oftentimes an interesting thing.
One of the writings in the Baha'i faith is actually, let deeds, not words, be your adorning. And I think that now we're trying to apply that to the website because we have this incredible space where people are having dialogue and talking about life's big questions, but it's still a whole lot of words. We're behind screens, we're somewhat anonymous, we can get away with saying things we wouldn't say face to face. So we can talk all day about world peace and we can talk all day about what true generosity means, but I really think the power is when those things are translated into action. So what we're really excited about now with SoulPancake is we just published a book.
SoulPancake, Chew on Life's Big Questions. It's filled with art. Can you see this? It's filled with art and challenges and questions and all sorts of little creative interactive activities.
And what I love more than this just being a pretty coffee table book is the fact that people can take it into coffee shops or meet up with friends, do it as a book club. They can actively start having these conversations in the real world away from their gadgets. I think it means like knowing what your best friend thinks about when it comes to like what it means to be human. What does your best friend think happens when we die? What does your best friend think is going on? Why are we even here? How did we get here? Why don't we scratch the surface a little bit more? I think that once you connect with another human being and you really are understanding their deepest, darkest hopes and fears, what they love and what scares them and what questions they lie awake thinking about, that suddenly binds us together. I think it just takes a little bit of prompting, and it takes being open and receptive to those moments when they come about to just jump in and take the risk of having that conversation and see where it leads.